Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share something that doesn't come from textbooks, business seminars, or social media influencers. No, this comes from someone who has seen nearly a century of life unfold. 92 years of sunrises and storms, triumphs and tears, love and loss. Her name, it doesn't matter. She could be anyone's grandmother, a neighbor, a silent figure on the porch watching the world go by. But her words are worth gold. She looked at me with eyes that held the weight of years and said, "Few men know this, but listen closely. Happiness is not in what you earn, it's in what you give. Love, time, kindness, forgiveness. These are the currencies that will outlive your bank account. Don't chase people, don't beg for love, don't water dead plants. The right people will find you, stay with you, and grow with you. Life is too short to keep knocking on doors that never open. Forgive more quickly. You're not doing it for them, you're doing it so your heart doesn't harden like mine almost did once. Make time for joy, real joy. Dance in your kitchen, sing badly, laugh loudly. Say yes to adventure and no to toxic peace. The world will try to make you serious. Don't let it steal your spark. When you're young, you think you have time. When you're old, you realize time is all you ever had. So spend it like it matters. True wealth is found in what you give, not what you earn." This statement may seem simple at first glance, but within it lies a deep truth that most people only come to understand later in life. Society teaches us that wealth is measured by how much we earn, how many possessions we own, the size of our house, or the number of zeros in our bank account. From a young age, we're conditioned to pursue financial success as the ultimate goal, but in the quiet wisdom of those who have lived long and full lives, a different truth emerges. The richest lives are not the ones with the most money, but the ones that gave the most away. Giving doesn't always mean money. In fact, the most valuable things we can give are not material at all. Love, time, attention, encouragement, forgiveness. These are the true currencies of life. They cost nothing, yet they are priceless. When you give these things freely and genuinely, you create bonds, heal wounds, and inspire others in ways no paycheck ever could. People may forget what you said or did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. That emotional impact is a legacy far more lasting than material wealth. Consider how relationships are built and maintained. It's not through expensive gifts or grand gestures, but through consistent acts of giving, a listening ear when someone is struggling, a kind word on a bad day, a helping hand when someone is overwhelmed. These moments of generosity, though often small and unnoticed by the world, accumulate into something profoundly rich, a life full of meaning, love, and connection. And this is the kind of wealth that doesn't fluctuate with the stock market or disappear in a financial crisis. It only grows with time. Earning money is, of course, necessary. We all need to provide for ourselves and our families. But problems arise when the pursuit of earning overtakes our capacity for giving. When we become so consumed by work, by chasing promotions, or accumulating more, we often sacrifice the very things that matter most: our time with loved ones, our presence in the lives of others, and our own peace of mind. In chasing material wealth, we can become spiritually poor, isolated, or unfulfilled. On the other hand, people who live generously often find themselves surrounded by love, support, and gratitude. They may not have the biggest houses or flashiest cars, but they have something far more valuable: a sense of purpose, a strong community, and a deep sense of contentment. And when hard times come, as they inevitably do, it's not money that sees them through, but the relationships they've nurtured, the goodwill they've sown, and the love they've given and received. It's also worth noting that giving enriches the giver. Scientific studies even show that acts of generosity and kindness boost our own happiness, reduce stress, and improve our health. When we give, we affirm our humanity, our connection to others, and our place in the world. We stop seeing life as a competition and begin to see it as a shared journey. In the end, the question won't be how much you earned. It will be how much you gave, of your heart, your time, your wisdom, and your presence. Because real wealth is not counted in dollars, but in moments that mattered, lives you touched, and love you shared. That is the kind of richness no money can buy, and the kind that lasts long after you're gone. Letting go of what no longer serves you is one of the most powerful acts of self-respect and growth a person can choose. It's a decision that often comes after struggle, confusion, and the repeated feeling that something in your life just doesn't fit anymore. Whether it's a toxic relationship, a draining habit, a war, not belief, or a path that no longer aligns with who you are, releasing it is not about giving up. It's about making room for something better, something true to your evolving self. Many of us hold on to things out of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of being alone, fear that we might not find something better. So we stay in relationships that no longer bring peace or joy, hold on to jobs that drain our energy, and repeat patterns that keep us stuck in the same emotional cycles. We convince ourselves that it's safer to cling to the familiar, even if it's painful, than to step into uncertainty. But in doing so, we often sacrifice our well-being, our growth, and even our happiness. Letting go starts with honesty. It requires a moment of clarity where you recognize that something in your life has stopped contributing to your growth or joy. It may be a friend who constantly brings negativity, a job that leaves you emotionally exhausted, or even your own inner dialogue filled with self-doubt and criticism. When you become aware that something is holding you back rather than lifting you up, it becomes your responsibility to address it, not out of anger or resentment, but out of love for yourself. This process is rarely easy. It might involve grief, sadness, or a sense of failure. There's mourning involved in letting go, even if what you're releasing has hurt you. You mourn the time you invested, the hopes you had, and the comfort that came with routine. But beyond that mourning is liberation. When you choose to release what no longer serves you, you reclaim your energy, your focus, and your future. Letting go also creates space. Just like a cluttered room can't welcome anything new, a cluttered heart or mind has no room for growth, joy, or unexpected opportunities. When you let go, you make space for better relationships, new dreams, and deeper peace. You begin to attract people and experiences that align with your true self because you're no longer weighed down by what doesn't belong. It's important to understand that letting go doesn't always mean walking away physically. Sometimes it's a mental or emotional shift. You might choose to let go of expectations, resentment, the need for control, or the idea that you must always be perfect. These invisible burdens can be just as heavy as any external situation, and releasing them can be just as freeing. Letting go is not a one-time act, it's a continual process. As you grow and evolve, what served you at one stage of life may no longer suit you in the next, and that's okay. Growth demands change, and change often demands release. The goal isn't to hold on tightly to what once worked, it's to stay open, adaptive, and aligned with what nourishes your soul today. In choosing to let go, you are not only releasing the weight of the past, but you are also stepping into the possibility of a lighter, more authentic life. You are affirming your worth and making a powerful statement that you deserve peace, fulfillment, and happiness, that you are no longer available for anything less than what aligns with your truth. Letting go is not weakness. It is wisdom. And it is the first step toward becoming who you were always meant to be. Forgiveness is one of the most misunderstood yet powerful acts a person can choose. Many believe that to forgive is to excuse or forget what someone has done, to pretend the pain didn't happen, or to let someone off the hook. But true forgiveness isn't about the other person. It's about you. It's not about validating someone's actions. It's about releasing yourself from the emotional prison that hurt, anger, and resentment can build. Forgiveness, in its purest form, is a gift you give yourself, a gift of peace, freedom, and emotional clarity. When someone wrongs us, the pain can linger long after the event has passed. The memory plays on repeat, the bitterness grows, and before long, the wound becomes a part of our identity. We carry it into new relationships, allow it to shape how we trust others, and let it dictate how we see ourselves. The longer we hold on to anger, the more it eats away at our joy and light. We may feel justified in our pain, and we might be right in saying we were wronged, but holding on to that pain doesn't heal us. It keeps us stuck. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean pretending that what happened was okay. It means acknowledging the truth of the hurt, recognizing how it affected you, and then choosing to let go of its power over you. It's about refusing to let the pain define you or poison your spirit. It's reclaiming control, not over the past, which you can't change, but over your present and your future. Forgiveness is especially powerful because it breaks cycles. When we don't forgive, we often find ourselves reliving the hurt over and over, sometimes even passing that pain to others. Hurt people, as the saying goes. But when you choose to forgive, you stop the cycle. You say, "This pain ends with me, I won't carry it any longer, and I won't spread it to those around me." There is also a physical and mental toll to unforgiveness. Carrying anger and resentment over time can lead to stress, anxiety, depression, and even health problems. The body keeps the score, as some psychologists say, and unresolved emotional wounds often manifest physically. Forgiveness can be deeply healing, not just for the heart, but for the whole person. It's important to remember that forgiveness is a process. It doesn't happen all at once, and sometimes it needs to be repeated. You might forgive someone today and feel the anger return tomorrow. That's okay. Healing isn't linear, and forgiveness doesn't mean you'll never feel pain again. It means you're committed to releasing the grip of that pain, little by little, whenever it resurfaces. And sometimes the person you most need to forgive is yourself. Many people carry guilt or regret for mistakes they made, things they said, or actions they failed to take. But self-forgiveness is just as crucial. You are human, you are allowed to grow, you are allowed to learn. Carrying shame does not make you a better person. It only weighs you down. Forgiving yourself doesn't erase the past, but it gives you permission to move forward with compassion and renewed purpose. In the end, forgiveness is an act of strength, not weakness. It is a sign that you value your inner peace more than you value revenge or self-righteousness. It is a statement that you deserve to be free from the chains of the past. Forgiveness does not make you forget what happened. It makes sure you are no longer controlled by it, and that is one of the greatest gifts you can ever give yourself. In a world that constantly pushes us to chase bigger dreams, achieve more, and strive for perfection, we often overlook the beauty of simple, everyday moments. We're told that joy lies in milestones, graduations, promotions, weddings, vacations, but life isn't made up of only big events. Most of our days are filled with ordinary routines, making breakfast, commuting to work, folding laundry, or walking the dog. When we learn to find joy in these ordinary moments, we stop waiting for happiness and start living it. Joy doesn't have to come in grand gestures or rare experiences. Sometimes it's in the smell of your morning coffee, the warmth of sunlight streaming through the window, or the sound of laughter from a nearby room. It can be found in the small victories of the day, crossing something off your to-do list, getting a genuine smile from a stranger, or finding a quiet moment to breathe and be present. These are not insignificant. These are the threads that, when woven together, create a beautiful and fulfilling life. We often think happiness is something we'll reach once we get there, once we have more money, more time, or more success. But the truth is, happiness is not a destination. It is a choice and a practice. Finding joy in everyday life requires intention. It means slowing down enough to notice what's around you. It means being grateful for what you already have instead of always focusing on what you don't. Children are masters at this. Give a child a cardboard box, and it becomes a spaceship or a castle. They find delight in the simplest things because they are fully present. As adults, we lose this ability as we get caught in routines, responsibilities, and the rush of life. But that childlike sense of wonder still lives in us. We just have to remember how to access it. Being mindful is one of the most powerful ways to rediscover everyday joy. When you eat, really taste your food. When you walk, notice the sky, the trees, the rhythm of your steps. When you speak to someone, look them in the eye and truly listen. These small acts of presence can transform even the most mundane task into something meaningful. Another key to everyday joy is gratitude. When we practice gratitude, we begin to see the blessings that surround us, even on hard days. A hot shower, a favorite song on the radio, a kind word from a coworker. These are all moments to be appreciated. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from complaint to contentment. Finding joy in everyday life also means allowing yourself to be playful. Dance in your kitchen, sing loudly to your favorite song. Wear something that makes you smile for no reason. Don't take yourself too seriously. Life is hard enough without the extra weight of constant self-judgment. When you let go a little and allow yourself to be lighthearted, you give yourself permission to truly enjoy life. There will always be challenges and things that don't go according to plan, but joy doesn't require perfect circumstances. In fact, sometimes the most meaningful joy comes in the midst of imperfection. It's the laughter that bubbles up in a moment of stress, the hug that soothes your tired soul, or the quiet realization that, despite it all, you are still here, still breathing, still capable of finding beauty in the world around you. Joy isn't something you wait for. It's something you create moment by moment, and when you start looking for it in the everyday, you begin to realize it was never far away. It was always right there, in the simple, the ordinary, the now. Time is life's most precious resource, yet it's the one we often take for granted. Unlike money, possessions, or even health, time is the one thing we can never get back once it's gone. Every second that passes is a moment of life that slips away, never to return. We can earn more money, rebuild our health, and recover lost things, but time once spent is spent forever, and yet so many people treat it as though it's infinite. From the moment we wake up to the moment we go to bed, we are spending time. The question is, how wisely are we spending it? Many of us live on autopilot, rushing from one obligation to the next, filling our days with busyness, distractions, and noise. We fill our calendars but forget to fill our souls. We sacrifice meaningful moments in exchange for productivity or entertainment, often postponing real living for someday. Someday when we're less busy, someday when we retire, someday when everything's perfect. But that someday is never guaranteed. What makes time so valuable is its limited nature. No one knows how much of it they have. You can't store it, save it, or slow it down. Whether rich or poor, young or old, time is the great equalizer. And yet, it's how we use our time that separates a life of purpose from a life of regret. Often, people only begin to appreciate time when they're faced with its limit, a terminal diagnosis, the sudden loss of a loved one, or the realization that years have passed in a blink. In those moments, priorities shift. Suddenly, the things that once seemed so important, status, material things, social media likes, fade into the background. What rises to the surface are the things that truly matter: relationships, memories, peace, and love. It's a stark reminder that we are not promised a long life. We are simply given today. To value time means being intentional with it. It means asking yourself each day, is this how I want to spend the hours I'll never get back? It's not about being busy every minute. It's about being present, purposeful, and conscious of how you're living. Sometimes using your time wisely means doing less, not more. It might mean saying no to obligations that don't align with your values or setting boundaries that protect your peace. Spending time well also means investing in the things that give your life meaning. Time spent with loved ones, on self, care, learning, creating, helping others. These are the things that make life rich, not just full. Watching a sunset, reading to your child, having a deep conversation, sitting quietly with a friend. These are moments where time becomes more than just minutes. They become memories. We also need to be mindful of how much time we give to worry, resentment, or regret. These emotions steal time without giving anything back. Learning to let go of what weighs us down is another way we honor the value of our time. Peace is a worthy use of your hours. At the end of life, most people don't wish they had worked more or bought more. They wish they had loved more, laughed more, and lived more. The truth is, how we spend our time is how we spend our lives. Every day is a page in the story we are writing, and once it's written, we can't erase it. Time is not just something we manage. It's something we experience, something we embody. And when we begin to treat it as the precious gift it is, we start to live with more clarity, gratitude, and purpose. Because in the end, time isn't just how we measure our days. It's how we measure the quality of our lives. Too often, people live their lives waiting for the weekend, for a better job, for more money, for the right relationship, or for the perfect moment to begin truly living. They say, I'll be happy when, or I'll start enjoying life once things settle down. But the truth is, life is happening now, not later, not someday, right now. And the longer you wait to start living fully, the more of your precious time slips through your fingers unnoticed. The idea of postponing life for a future that isn't guaranteed is one of the greatest illusions we face. We assume there will always be more time, more opportunities, more chances to do the things we've been dreaming about. But life is unpredictable. Plans change, people change, and sometimes tomorrow doesn't come. The only moment you truly have is the one you are in right now. If you don't learn to live in it, you might find yourself looking back with regret at the chances you didn't take and the joy you never allowed yourself to feel. Living now means being fully present. It means appreciating your life as it is, even if it's not perfect. You don't need to have everything figured out to enjoy where you are. You don't need to reach a certain milestone to deserve happiness. You are worthy of joy, peace, and love exactly as you are in this very moment. When you stop waiting for life to begin, you start noticing the beauty that's already around you. The laughter of a loved one, the breeze on your face, the feeling of accomplishment after a small task. One of the greatest myths is that happiness is a destination. We are taught to chase success, thinking it will finally give us permission to enjoy life. But happiness isn't found at the end of a journey. It's found in how we walk the path. It's in the daily rituals, the quiet pauses, the spontaneous laughter, and the courage to embrace what is, instead of longing for what could be. When we live now, we stop missing the present while chasing the future. Living now also means taking action on what matters. If you have a dream, start working toward it. If there's someone you love, tell them. If there's something you want to do, don't keep putting it off. Life is not meant to be placed on hold. It's meant to be experienced, felt, and embraced. Even the difficult parts teach us something valuable and become part of the story that shapes who we are. Of course, it's wise to plan and prepare for the future. But planning shouldn't come at the cost of presence. It's a balance, being aware of tomorrow without missing today. You can build your life while still making time to enjoy it. The small joys you allow yourself each day, watching the sunrise, calling a friend, savoring a meal, are just as important as any long-term goal. Ultimately, the message is simple but powerful. Life is too short to live on pause. Don't wait for the right conditions to give yourself permission to feel alive. The conditions may never be perfect, and the right time may never come. But your life is happening now, in the messy, beautiful, imperfect present. So take the trip, wear the outfit, start the project, say the words, dance to the music, laugh more, worry less, and make peace with where you are, because every moment you live fully is a moment you've truly owned. And when you look back, it won't be the plans you made for someday that you'll treasure. It will be the moments you chose to live today.